Hello, beautiful people, my data enthusiasts. Welcome back to our series, Data Demystification. My name is Murolake and fondly called Rolly. And so, what we do here is to, as much as possible, try to simplify some of those terms that we hear within the data management profession. In the last two episodes, we talked about data mining and we also touched on the different fields within the data management profession and what they do. So today we are going to be embarking on an eye-opening journey into the fascinating world of machine learning. So if you are one of those that ever wondered, how the machine learning algorithms are able to predict or uncover patterns in a vast amount of data, you are in for a treat. In this episode, we are going to be unraveling some of the secrets behind the powerful and game-changing techniques of supervised and unsupervised learning. But before I get into that, I would like you to picture this. Just imagine that you have a imaginary crystal ball, or a puzzle solving wizard that is able to unlock the hidden secret, in a maze of information. That's exactly what the supervised and unsupervised learning techniques do within the data management profession or in the machine learning environment. And they are also the fundamentals of the machine learning or AI techniques. And so that's our topic for today. And of course, if you are curious enough, I would say that you should grab your curiosity cap and fasten your seatbelt while we take you through the adventure into the realms of machine learning, as I've already introduced. And so, getting into it, supervised learning. What exactly is supervised learning, and how does it work within the machine learning environment? So, supervised learning is the machine learning algorithms actually learn from the data using some kind of labeled features, and so what it does is, it uses input features with corresponding label features to be able to provide a kind of insight or make some kind of predictions that you would then be able to use as a business person, which is the bottom line for any kind of machine learning analysis that you may be doing. And so what do I mean by this? Just to put it in a very, very simple term, for those that may be familiar with dependent and independent variables. So what it says is, you have some independent variables that are able to help you in making predictions about your dependent variable. To use some very practical examples, if I want to predict that it's going to rain, or for a weather forecast, if I'm trying to predict whether it's going to rain tomorrow, that's my dependent variable. I want to know whether it's going to rain tomorrow, and so there will be some independent variable that will help me, or that I produce to these machine learning algorithms that would then be able to help me predict whether it's going to rain tomorrow. I'm not very familiar with some of the variables that these weather forecasts people use, but in my own very, very simple term, I would say, okay, for example, now you're looking at, is this sunny today, and for days or in the past where there has been sun like this, did it rain, what's the you just different factors. I really can't remember anything right now. So when they bring together all these different factors or the data from these different factors, then they can then use that to make the prediction, for the dependent variable. So that means the dependent variable is depending on these different factors for us to be able to predict whether it's going to rain or not. So basically that's what this supervised learning is all about. And so there are two different tasks that you can produce to this supervised learning algorithms, or in this situation, you may be doing some kind of you're predicting some categories, or you're predicting some continuous values. So what do I mean by that? When you're predicting categories, you're talking about being able to classify some features. For example, to say that, okay, I have like a basket of fruit, and so I am producing that basket of fruit to these machine learning algorithms to learn from. And so, learning will mean that, I'm telling the algorithm, I'm telling the algorithms that, okay, this is mango. Any fruit that has this kind of feature is called mango. Any other feature that have this kind of any other fruit that has this kind of feature is called apple. Any other feature that has this kind of feature is called banana, and things like that. And so that's my training data. And so if my test data would then mean that I'm producing a new set of data to this algorithm. And so the next time this algorithm is exposed to another set of data that it has never learned from, because it has learned from my previous data, it can make that kind of prediction that this is orange, this is apple, this is banana, and whatever kind of fruit that you may have trained the algorithm with. So that's supervised learning. That's predicting categories using supervised learning method. On the other side, when you talk about predicting continuous value, that will mean that you are predicting some kind of numeric value. For example, now sales or revenue. You're trying to know, okay, so based on these different factors, what's my sales going to be in the next, say, 6 months or 1 year, and things like that. And so in that situation, that's another kind of supervised learning situation that you would then use some of these, machine learning algorithms to make this kind of prediction. And so that's what supervised learning is all about. Unsupervised learning, on the other hand, is learning directly from your data without labeling any of the variables, or there's no labeling factor, involved. And so basically what you're doing is you're doing some kind of exploratory analysis, generating insight from your data without doing any kind of labeling. So that's the with emphasis on labeling. That's the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning. One, you label your variables. On the other side, you don't label your variables. It's just exploring and being able to then generate some patterns or make some predictions. Generate basically pattern from your data set. And so that's what these two supervised and unsupervised learning methods are, and they are the fundamentals of machine learning or even AI. And so they are not without their challenges, and so they have challenges in terms of the quality of data that you may be providing for them to train, for the algorithm to train from. So as there are challenges with supervised learning, so are there challenges with unsupervised learning. When you have bad data, or when the quality of data is not as good as you expect it to be. And so another challenge can also be overfitting. What do I mean by overfitting? When your data is not, when your algorithm is not having enough data to learn from, and it will make wrong predictions when you provide it test data, because you did not provide it with enough data that can learn from. For example, now talk about mango. I used the fruit as an example in my previous in previous when I was talking earlier. So for example, now mango, if you have provided trained data to the algorithm, and so you have said that this is mango, when it's round is mango, when it's yellow is mango, but you did not tell your algorithm, you didn't provide data that can green mango, you didn't provide mango that is not round shaped and things like that. The next time you are providing your new data to that algorithm, if the data does not meet the original data that you have provided, because the data you provided is not extensive, it's going to make some wrong predictions. And so those are some of the issues that you may have, or challenges you may have, when you are using the supervised learning or unsupervised learning techniques, within the machine learning environment. And then also, that's about it. Like I said, I want to try as much as possible not to go into the very technical terms, because we want to just give ourselves some, very simple understanding, some fundamentals, to understand the concept. And so for people that may be really, really interested, you can then go into the depth of some of these things and get some better understanding in that situation. So thank you very much. And before I go, like I always tell you, if there's anyone that is wondering what this fabric that I'm wearing is called adire, and is a fabric that is very common among Nigerians. I don't know about Africa in general, but it's very common in Nigeria. And so if you love it, if you don't know where you can get one, you can get in touch with me, and I'll connect you with the people that can produce or that can provide you this fabric. So thank you very much, and you can look forward to our next episode talking about something new, within the data management profession. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day, and also enjoy your week ahead. Bye.